Hello students, as I taught you animal tissues, today we will discuss about animal tissue. I have given you a brief idea about that. Animal perform different kind of functions and these functions are performed by different kind of organs. Those organs are made up of different kind of tissues and on the basis of their function, tissues are divided into 4 categories. On the basis of protection, when the tissues provide protection, they are called epithelial tissue, and on the basis of locomotion they are muscular tissues, and in the basis of connectivity we call them connective tissue, and on the basis of transport of signals we call them nervous tissue. So let's start the tissues in the detail. Animal tissue. Today our topic of discussion is animal tissue. First of all, on the basis of protection we will study epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Epi means above, the tissue which is found about the body covering. This gives the protection to the different organs. So this is called epithelial tissue. Again, it is of different parts: squamous tissue, cuboidal tissue, columnar tissue, ciliary tissue and glandular tissue. As we talk about squamous tissues, they are again of two types: simple squamous and stratified squamous. Simple squamous and stratified squamous. When there is a single lining, these are made up of thin and flat cells. When there is a single lining of the squamous tissues, these are called simple squamous tissues. When there is a simple lining of tissues, these are simple squamous tissues. These are found in mouth. And stratified squamous, when there is the more than one layer of squamous tissues, that is called stratified squamous tissue. They are found one about other. These tissues protect the internal tissues from the mechanical injuries. The function of stratified squamous tissues is that they protect the internal tissues from mechanical injuries. Next is cuboidal tissue. In the cuboidal tissues, cells are of cuboid type. In the cuboidal, cells are in the cuboid form. These are cuboidal tissue. In the columnar tissues, these tissues are found in, they are in the columnar form or they have pillar-like structures. These are columnar tissues, pillar-like structures. They help in absorption and secretion of different elements or gases. Ciliary tissue. In the ciliary tissue, the surface, on the surface they have cilia. They have some cilia on their free surface of the tissues. They have some cilia-like structure. On the free surface of the tissues, they have cilia that are free structures. Granular tissues, they again have, let me draw it here. They again have some columnar or cuboidal cells. They may be cuboidal or columnar cells. So, these are granular tissues. The epithelial tissue, which give the protection to the different layers or different organs, it is divided into 5 parts: squamous tissue, cuboidal tissue, columnar tissue, ciliary tissue and glandular tissue. Now, we will discuss about muscular tissue. On the basis of locomotion and movement of the animals, these tissues which help them to move are called muscular tissues. Number 2 is muscular tissue. Muscular tissue means made up of muscles. Again, it is of 3 types. It is of 3 types. Skeletal muscle, or we can say skeletal muscular tissue. Smooth muscular tissue. And cardiac muscular tissue. Or we can say direct cardiac tissue. Now we will study them in detail. Skeletal muscular tissue means related to bones or related to skeleton. So these are related to skeleton. When the muscles are attached to the skeleton, these tissues are called skeletal muscular tissue, smooth muscular tissues which are soft, and cardiac tissue which is found in cardiac means heart. Now, skeletal muscle, or we call them striated muscle also, they are long, unbranched. Okay, they are long and narrow. They have one nucleus in each, and they are attached to the bones by tendons. Attached to the bones by tendons. These are found in limbs. Limbs means forelimbs and hind limbs. These are found in limbs and help to move, means they help in movement or in the locomotion. Next is smooth muscular tissue, or we can say the unstriated. Skeletal muscle are also called striated muscles because they have strips like structures. They have strips like structures, that's why they are called striated muscles. They are called striated muscles. But in the smooth muscular tissue, they do not have strips, so that's why they are called unstriated muscles. They have spindle shape and narrow at the end. They have one nuclei. Smooth muscular tissue, also known as unstriated tissues. They have spindle shape like tissues. Okay, they have spindle shape like cells. They have one nucleus in each fiber. Cardiac muscles, they are found in heart. Okay, and they are branched. They contain more than one nucleus in each fiber. These are cardiac muscles. They are branched, found in heart. Okay, what is the function of cardiac tissue? Cardiac tissue help in contraction and relaxation of the cell, and due to the contraction and relaxation, heart pump the blood out of the heart and into the heart. So, function of cardiac tissue is contraction and relaxation. Next is connective tissue. Next is connective tissue. Connective tissues means they connect the different tissues together or bone to the muscle, yeah, we can say muscles to the bone. That's why they are known as connective tissue. Number third is connective tissue. As the name itself defines, connective means they are connecting to different tissues together. We can say that they are connecting different tissues together or muscles to bones. They are connecting muscles to bones. Okay, so connective tissues is again of 5 types. Number 1 is areolar. Number 1 is areolar tissue. These tissues are widely spreaded in animal body. That's why they are also known as loose connective tissues. Also known as loose connective tissues. This is a transparent jelly-like matrix in which different fibers are present. Now, these fibers are of 2 types, collagen and elastic fiber. Collagen fiber gives flexibility and strength. It gives flexibility and strength. And elastic fiber gives elasticity. It gives elasticity. Okay, so areolar tissue is widely spreaded in animal body. That's why they are known as loose connective tissues. They have some fiber-like structures in them, and the fibers are of 2 types, collagen and elastic. Collagen fiber give flexibility and strength, and elastic fiber give elasticity. Next is dense regular tissue. Dense means thick. Number 2 is dense regular tissue. Dense means little thick matrix. It contains little thick matrix. Little thick matrix. Okay, it contains little thick matrix. They have thick matrix and densely packed fibers. Densely packed fibers. Fibers are loose and elastic in nature. Again, the dense regular tissue contains 2 types of tissues or cells, tendons and ligaments. Tendons, they join the skeletal muscle to bone. They join skeletal muscle to bone. Okay, and ligaments join 2 bones together. They join bone to bone, means we can say that they join 2 bones together, and they are little elastic in nature. They are flexible. Elastic in nature and flexible. Here, this is the bone and these tissues are tendons. Okay, these are tendons. Here, this is the bone, round end of the bone. Okay, and here these are ligaments. These are ligaments. Okay, so we can say that ligaments join the bones together These are ligaments, they join the bone together, and tendons are the muscles which are called skeletal muscles to bone which join the skeletal muscle. These are skeletal muscles and they join the skeletal muscle to the bone. These are called tendons. Number 4th is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is found below the skin and they work as insulator of the heat. Next is adipose tissue. Number 3rd was there. Adipose tissue. They are found below the skin or beneath the skin, found beneath the skin. Actually, it is a fat layer and work as insulator of heat. Means it doesn't allow the heat to move or go out, and it is found in the hump of the camel and in the hump of the camel and in the shark. The entire skeleton is made up of this adipose tissue. Okay, in shark, entire skeleton is made up of adipose tissue. In some animals, the underskin layer of fat is called blubber. That blubber is also made up of adipose tissue. Blubber. What is blubber? A layer of fat. In some animals, it's also made up of adipose tissue. Okay. Now next is skeletal tissue. Skeletal tissue means related to skeleton. Number 4 is skeleton tissue. Okay, then skeletal tissue, in the skeletal tissue they are connected to the skeleton. Okay, so they are of two types: cartilage and bone. Cartilage is little soft fiber. It is made up of soft fibers. It is flexible in nature and it is found in the vein of ear and of the nose. Okay, so these are cartilage tissues, means flexible. They are not much hard, not hard. They are found in They are found in pinny of ear and end of the nose. Okay. Bones. Bones are hard in nature. Hard in nature, and in all vertebrae the skeletal is made up of bones. Found in all vertebrates. Okay. So this was the skeleton tissue. Last one is fluid tissue. Last one is fluid tissue. Fluid tissue, as the name itself defines, fluid means it is in the liquid form or it is a matrix like substance. Okay. So, matrix like substance, fibers are spreaded in it. Fibers are freely spreaded in it. These fluid tissues are also called vascular tissues. Vascular tissues. Now, these fluid tissues contain blood and lymph. Blood and lymph. Blood again contains plasma, RBC, WBC and platelets. Okay, plasma. Plasma is a fluid-like matrix. It contains 90% of water and 10% other molecules. And RBC is red in color. It contains oxygen carrying protein called hemoglobin. Oxygen carrying protein, pigment called hemoglobin. WBC, they play an important role in defense mechanism, play an important role in defense mechanism. And platelets play important role in blood clotting. Play important role in blood clotting. So these are the different things which blood contain. Next is lymph. Next is lymph. Lymph, it is present between the blood and tissues. It transports the different materials from blood to tissue cells. It is present between blood and tissue cell. It transports different materials like oxygen and glucose, oxygen and glucose from tissue cells to bloodstream, from tissue cell to bloodstream. And it protects the tissues or cell from other harmful microorganisms. It protects the cells from diseases, we can say diseases, by killing microorganisms, okay. And the last tissue is neuron tissue. The last animal tissue is neuron tissue. Neuron tissue is made up of nerve cells. Last one is fifth one. The last one is neuron tissue. Sorry, this was the fourth one. Neuron tissue is made up of nerve cells, and these nerve cells, nervous tissue is made up of nerve cells, and these nerve cells are called neurons. These are found in brain, spinal cord and all over the nerves in the body. Means as we know कि nervous system is made up of, sorry, this is nervous tissue, not neuron. This is nervous tissue. Last one is nervous tissue. It's made up of nerve cells, and nerve cells are made up of neurons. Nerve cells called neuron. These are found in all over our body, in the brain, spinal cord and all the nerve cells present in brain, spinal cord and nerve cells all over in the body. What's the function of neuron? When it receives an stimuli from within the body or outside the body, it gives signals to the brain and then again receives the masses from the brain. Okay. So, structure of neuron is this is the structure of neuron. Okay. So, these are dendrites. In the center is nucleus, and this cell body part is known as cyton. Here, this lower part which has nerve fibers is called axon or nerve fiber. So, this is the structure of single neuron. Animal tissues, we studied about the different tissues based on the different kind of functions: epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue, and the last one nervous tissue. So hope you all got it. Thank you.